Welcome back to the lush sands in Valencia for XeQueBo, a late season tournament that this year is the prep tournament for WBUC in the open and women's division. We've got national teams, bordering nations clashing. France versus Spain on Spanish sand in the women's division. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, alongside Ian Tate to bring you the action for this one. And it is looking like an absolute doozy. First throw, turnover. Lison Bourneau, not turnover, overthrow, but Bourneau takes it on the overthrow. And led forward now. Gets a move in the back from Lacoste Lefebvre and tries to find the back of the end zone, but nothing doing. And one gets away on the overthrow to Guillet.
Yeah, Spain looking to put in this first break here. Coming out with a whole stack. See if there's any sort of pool play to start off the game to get the dish moving.
And Spain knocked away. Lison Bourneau just coming off a heck of a campaign on the harder surface of grass. Was one of the top players in the final. They did have to settle for the silver. Swan Lacoste Lefebvre goes to Lison. And that one just gets through for Guillet. Bourneau testing the mark. Bertrand And nice line there. Not quite in for Rollet. And that one finds the way through. It says that number 7 is Salomé Rollet, but I know that that's not true.
France with a great hold in the end there, even if it was a dirty hold. Just in front of the end zone, they made use of that switch between the Spanish players, firing it back through in between them and really taking advantage of that roll when they didn't quite cover off that inside look. Both teams coming off strong performances so far. Spanish women struggled with the GB Masters women's team, only winning that one on Universe to start the day, but then ever since their next 2 games won by a fair few, so really building into it as the day has gone on.
And the pole chase, will it come back? It will not. And that is going to be a favorable starting position.
That's going to be right on their own end zone line. Pool went the outside of the camera pole, and so would have relied on a massive gust to bring it back in, but not quite there. I think even this is a generous positioning.
Navasa. Wound up the scuba, put it away. High stall count, does get one through. And into the corner, not quite for goal, but that one finishes strong. And Spain get a hold of their own. Tie things up 1 apiece here.
Both teams on the board now as the wind starts to pick up. There wasn't quite enough wind to get that pull back in, but enough now that it's something that's starting to creep into the minds of the players. These teams will be good enough throwers that they can take on their shots anyway, but it is starting to become a factor in their throws. What's your premonition for this game, Steph? Who's your money on?
I mean, Spain have been better throughout this tournament. France lost their first game, but seem to have rebounded. I really, I'm probably a bit more familiar with the French roster. It may be because I'm more familiar with them playing on grass. So there's a lot of things that are canceling each other out here, is what I'm saying. I think it's a pick'em. I got to favor. I think I still do favor home team here, home sand. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a few more big game players on France that might be able to put them across the line. That one there, Lila Petitbon, who picked up, has been another who's having a blinder of a season.
That begs the question, do France rely on their superstars this early into what is essentially a warm-up tournament, or do they try and play it through their whole team?
Well, I know the French will play it through the whole team. I don't know, but I have my strong premonitions. An overthrow there, floated up and over, will go to Spain with a very short field. Carolina Navasa calling off and making sure she's got space, then going to Aida. Aida takes the under for Angie. To Aida, and cross in the middle for Navasa. And Spain get a break.
Yeah, short field turnover there, making it one of the easier breaks to take. So we'll see if France can just kind of take a second, recover and get back into it. There's still plenty of game to play. No real pressure just yet.
And look at those flags, Valencia and Spain. That's those flags are a clear indication of exactly where the party is tonight. If you're lost, follow the flags. You'll find the party.
LTTV always giving the pertinent information.
You better believe it. You better believe it, Tate. So, first break makes it 2-1. Maria Patino on the pull. And that's a very good looking pull. Berthoudot gets things going with Langlois. Maehr Kuzi. And fired deep, looking for Chloe Owe. She's there, not quite in. At the doorstep, Olivier looking to get under the mark, now looks back. High stall count, needs something, gets Valet. And Valet thought about playing from her knees, instead gets up. And Kuzi is there. The French work their way in for a hold.
Valet faked from her knees there, so surely she's established her pivot and has to stay on her knees when she throws, if we're playing by the rules, you know. But no, a great hold from France. A fantastic deep shot. It looked like they were struggling to get that disc off the line, but find Valet in the end and get the hold in.
Far sideline, you see some players and spectators alike enjoying the weather, the games, the Spanish sun and sand. So nice here. I've been having just an absolute blast in Valencia. And I think anybody in the Ultimate community watching, everybody in the Ultimate community watching, will be able to agree that there is a ridiculous quality of play here in XeQueBo. Some real big hitters putting it on the line. Mickael goes up to Colomer. Center to Mickael, and the underneath comes Lamotte. Navasa, Cristina, there's two of them. Backhand inside, picked off in the lane. Bertrand going the other way. And an overshot there will give Spain the disc back.
Bertrand was not happy with her options, but can't quite find the player to keep the disc moving.
Big bid by Bertrand, but a little bit behind. As Navasa and Spain move it into the attacking half. Shot for goal, Lamotte is there, and Spain score again, staying up by one. It's 3-2.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tight battle all the way through. Both teams putting on the pressure on defense, but having options that they can go to once they get that turn. I think whichever way this goes, it's going to be a slog till the finish.
You would have to believe. I think the slow start for the French is a nice wake-up call. The Spanish women, it's fair to be said that the strongest Spanish women players are on the mixed team, which is Moras Cabrones here. Without much question, as far as a collection of them, I think that it is very clear that priority was taken for mixed as far as the FMPs go. But because of the depth of the nation, because of their prowess of beach teams and players, this team still, tops the pool, playing on home turf. Had a good showing at WBUC last time around in Huntington, and are never to be taken lightly, even against a French roster oozing with talent. Relais to Valet, that's a World Games connection. And again, Kuzi comes under, and Olivier leads high. Berthoudot uses all of the frame there to take that above the head. Olivier to Relais. Berthoudot comes under and goes around. Beautiful shape to that throw. Great finish by Olivier Chloe away. Take it away.
Fantastic flying grab there. France really getting into this game now. Had that slightly slower start, but really picked it up and are fighting strong now. Absolutely no one even close to that. On her own in the end zone. Makes the play.
Absolute launch by Chloe. That's why she makes it on to Team Multi TV for CFC.
We will see you there.
You will. Who are you with this year, Tate?
I don't know the team name, to be honest.
Okay.
It's a mix of Deep Space and TFC and a few others.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll give you a good game if we see you.
All right, we're looking forward to it. But
we know all the inner workings of Ulti TV now.
Yeah, but every iteration's so different.
I don't know. I think we'll be winning the party is our main goal.
We will
go
be
from there.
We swing hard for that. We swing just as hard for that as we do for the title. I think we've won the party title, but still yet to have won the playing title. This is the year. We're going for the double.
Well, I'll see if I can have anything to do to help.
All right. Well, I wish your hamstring all the best in healing. And that one bobbles off. Foul called by Maehr. They may have tangled up, but I wouldn't say that I thought it accounted for the inability. Tough to say. You know, you get hit by behind, the body gets jolted a bit, but it did come off two hands. But we will take Maehr's word for it and the accepted foul that was legit. Navasa leads. Mickael. And shot across the field. Lamotte is there. And Spain chalk up another. Take a lead 4-3.
Spain looking strong here. Feels like France maybe need to try something different on defense just to mix it up, throw a different look at them, see if they can get them to wobble and force something, just a turnover, or force them to think at least.
Lisanne Bourneau strutting around the scorers table. She's having fun out there. They've got a tight game here. Down by one. They lost their first one, but they've been better since. And they look like they're in this with a chance. And Lisanne just keeps nodding. She agrees.
Where do you place both these teams at Worlds then?
I think they're going to be the top two European female women's teams.
Mm-hmm. I think that's
like maybe GB.
I think GB.
Sorry, GB have been great in this tournament too, as looking at scores.
GB are very strong players. I think they're self-confessed very strong grass players looking to try and convert that to the beach. So if they can figure that out this tournament, then they could look to make a very deep run at Worlds.
Aurore Langlois. Oh, what a bid by Kuzi. Lovely layout to keep possession. Valet comes under. Valet opens the arm for the backhand. The chase to Langlois. Beautiful passage of play for the French. They're in to tie things at 4.
France really opening up these deep shots, and it's paying off for them, so keep at it, I say. Maybe looking for Spain to try and push them under a little bit more, take away these deep looks, try and force France to throw more unders, more tight throws, see if they can put some more pressure on those.
"16 minutes into the game, moving at a decent scoring pace. 8 goals scored in 16 minutes, and take the strongest mathematician to work that out. goal every 2 minutes is not a bad scoring pace. Spain go through Navasa and up to Lamotte. Around to Navasa. Navasa sends the forehand chance for Bertrand. She does enough to disrupt the line, and France have generated a turn.
Yeah, the Spanish player there looking to really box out the French player. Ari Colomer does a great job of boxing out, but is thinking slightly too much about that and not actually making sure that she can grab the disc herself.
Petitbon. Around, nice take by Bertrand, and then the backup is Petitbon because it's overshot to Lacoste Lefebvre. The lead throw. And Lacoste Lefebvre gets really crossed up, and this one needs a major rescue and gets it. And it is a stall out being called. That's why we saw the Hail Mary.
Yeah, both players having a discussion here. It did feel quite quick, just going off gut feeling. I can't say I was counting it myself, but it's so easy when the adrenaline's pumping to start counting that a little bit faster and just not quite give the full 10 seconds of stall.
So, drawn out discussion here as to when, where, and how that disc came out.
Looks like a contested stall out, so the disc will be going back. Coming in, stalling 8, so they'll have to get the disc off the mark very quickly here.
And Lacoste Lefebvre to Petitbon. Up the line. Oh, and Lacoste Lefebvre puts on the jets. Petitbon looks to the corner, and the French get a break, and that's a lead taker. 5-4. Les Français.
Yeah, France doing well to take back the lead there, but both teams still very much in it. Both teams, interestingly, having non-playing coaches, which I think makes such a difference when you are trying to adjust to these in-game sort of differences, any sort of different looks that the other team's trying to throw. Having that player or that coach to sit back and have that view from outside the pitch makes such a difference.
Yeah, Rasta, the legend in her own right. The number 18 for Yaka and for France women for so many years at the helm here with two of her favorite machinas, Jean Delaval and Elise Becker on the coaching staff. And right now, she's looking like she's got her French team in a pretty good position.
France with the pull, Spain coming out in a whole stack with a big slash across from the middle. From the sideline into the middle. Oh, and a high grab. Does really well to reel that in. Looks back to the reset and gives and goes. Doesn't get it back. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a stone cold drop there from number 21, Maria Esther. France looking to capitalise quickly, coming in fast. Throws it up the line and gets the goal.
And another break for the French. They are in a good position now. You know, we've talked about when I would take a timeout, and then you proved me wrong because I didn't take it when I said I would because I wasn't really on the blah, blah, blah. Now's the time I would take a timeout for the Spanish is what I'm trying to round about my way to say.
The question is, do they back themselves to put in this O point? Do you put in the O point and then take a timeout going into your D? Or
No.
do you just burn it now?
I mean, it's now or in the second half for me. I wouldn't take it after scoring. Once you score, you've kind of... I feel like you've fixed whatever the problem is. You know, it's getting your O-line cooking is what you got to do. And if you score, that's cooking enough. As a errant disc from field 2 came in and almost hit our cameraman producer, Noah Brinky. And he was oblivious to it all. I have had my shin opened up in the commentary box, in the commentary booth, from a disc from another field. So it's not like I was not paying attention. But one came in, hit me in the shin hard enough to take some bark off. Ooh, floater, but kept alive. Mickael. Can they prove me wrong and show that they don't need a timeout and they can just show some inner intestinal fortitude? Mickael! And that's behind and still caught. Strong hands there by Alba to preserve the goal and to prove that no timeouts required. I wonder who Elliot Bonnet is cheering for in a game like this. His country playing against a team where his better half is playing on. It's got to be a heartbreaking decision for him one way or the other. Yeah,
yet another team going against your timeout call and it panning out for them, Steph. So your track record is struggling here.
Yeah, Steph's school of sideline coaching proving worthy of ignoring. As we get a couple cold beverages delivered our way of the soft drink variety. Of course.
Of course.
Professionals around here.
This one a point for France to put in the O. They take half, so a big one for them. Spain really looking to try and even up, keep it within touching distance going into the second half. Give them less work to do once they come out in that second half.
Berthoudot around to Cousy. Olivier flops the body. Oh, and Berthoudot, I think she thought she missed there, but very happy to look up and see Valet, but Valet's throw is too far for Chloé Oé, and it will be Spain getting a chance to break. Or hold, sorry. Second chance to hold.
No, this would be a break.
It will be. Oh,
yeah,
yes, they did right their wrongs in the last point.
Bit of a discussion going on here about when the disc went out.
Lewandowski. To Fuentes, who we've seen very little of, and a turnover from Fuentes right back to Valet. Olivier leads for Valet, and that is money in the bank. The two world gamers hooking up for a score.
Yeah, and with that, France take half, putting themselves in a good position here. Spain will be regretting that one. I think they got given an opportunity on a plate there and just couldn't quite hold on to it.
And with halftime, we're going to take a short break here. We'll be back with second half action, quarterfinals, XeQueBo from Valencia. Spain on the pickup, pull, touch ground, and that's going to be a strip. But I like where Chloe always going there, over pursuing, trying to find ways. She's still.
I don't see how she can argue that one.
Yeah, no, it's accepted. I think she maybe was trying to justify how it happened. Maybe say it wasn't intentional, but did accept. Navasa. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. A generator malfunction, which is strange because the generator was still running. It just stopped pushing through power. We've got a backup generator, so that gets us back up and running. And we are pleased to be back in your ears.
Spain also having a comeback of their own, bringing it back to 8-all after being down 7-5 at half. So really pushing into this game. It's going to be tight coming into the second half. Slightly errant pull though will be bricked, giving France a nice slow start into their offense point.
I'm still watching ads, but it seems like it. Yeah, we're good. Berthaud to Olivier. 8 apiece. Couple of snowmen on the board. Cousy makes another great play. She's having a game today. Cousy leads for Olivier. Too far. And Spain will take over from their end zone.
Yeah, got a great look there. Great separation from the deep player, but just wasn't able to find them. Slow walk to bring the disc back in here.
And around they go. Spain bouncing from sideline to center. Lewandowska to Patino, and it's being called out of bounds. That was speculative. I'm not sure. Let's maybe we'll get another look, but it was bobbled while the foot was going in and out. Did you have a initial perspective?
I didn't myself. There was just players on the sideline in the way. I couldn't see.
So no replay.
Yeah, no help from us here.
Here we do have a replay, but no, not quite able to get it there. And good spirit, I think, by Maria Patino to accept that it wasn't in. I think that was it. It was so close, though, between the bobble and the second foot going down. Berthaud shovels forward. Langlois throws high and gets a D in front of Valet. That one from Zule. And all the way around, Fuentes. Back, Zul to Paulina Lewandowska. And again, leads forward for Toscano. Lewandowska. Zul. Underneath to Fuentes. Lewandowska goes back to center. French defense really slowing them down. Not many options except in the dump space, and chips up the sideline. Fuentes again. Zul leads. Lewandowska leaves the feet to keep possession. Patra leads forward. Zul around and finds the seam. In for the goal to Toscano, and Spain go back up in front. 9-8.
A very patient point there from Spain, just working up the pitch slowly. Do their job. They find that inside look in the end zone, and they're able to take the leads and really bring it back in. They've had a few good points here to take the second half. They're looking to keep that run going and keep putting it to France and keep asking questions of them.
Back and forth they go. The Spanish and the French. An age-old battle. From the Basque Country to the Côte d'Azur, Andorra in between. Rich culinary cultures, most certainly on both sides of this border. They're trying to prove who's got the richer beach ultimate culture in the women's division right here and now. And at the very moment, it's Spain by a smidge.
Yeah, Spain with that long-standing pedigree, but France all recent years have been very strong on the beach.
Swan Lacoste Lefebvre brings the disc in as our Ulti TV crew working hard to bring you the action. Petit Bon winds up, and there's a bit too much on that one for anything to work out.
Yeah, you saw the vision there. She tried to lead out her player, really put it out in front of Valle, but just far too far and too low as well, and she never really had a chance on that one.
Spain from their own line. Lamotte to Navasa, low but picked up.
What a grab.
Beautiful catch by Angie. And Navasa overshoots. Angie can't get there this time. Bertrand on the pickup. And inside to Petit Bon. Finds upfield for La Rivière, and the throw goes for the French. Lacoste Lefebvre cashes in, and we're tied up at 9s.
France making the most of the second bite at the apple. Spain just asking a little bit too much of their cutters. They're getting free, but just slightly errant throws there. First one reeled in, second one just not quite able to.
9-9, 44 and a half minutes into this. Time will expire in the next point. Navasa to Mickael. Around through handles. Just under. Lamotte does a good job. Then sends deep, has separation. Just in front of Rollet. Gets that to Colomer. Colomer thought to lead. Then looks back to Navasa. Navasa around. Lamotte will have time or not. The disc takes a wrong edge, and the French will pick up with a chance to break and take a lead. They're going to call a timeout with no time on the clock. Ooh, it's getting tight down the line here. We're going to take a short break, too. We'll be back with the tail end of this barn burner match between France and Spain.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with Alti TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my! Somehow they do it!
It is 9-9. I haven't actually heard the end of game announcement, but I feel like it should have happened by now. It has to have happened. It's 6:02, and based on how time works, it's been 45 minutes from the start. Unless it was a late start, but I don't believe so. Valle, oh, how did that get through? It did, so it doesn't matter how. Drops back to Bocanegra Gomez. Nati gets it through to Rollet. And then to Olivier. Leads one up for Valle around Olivier. Rollet. Valle is giving a response, and big take. If I'm not mistaken, it is a game to 11, and that makes it a 10-9 lead for France.
Some great big cuts from the cutters there on France, really opening up that space. They get it along to the break side, and then they break again down that line, just allowing that easy score from that cutter, getting so free, as we see here on the replay. All to do for Spain now. They need a clean hold before they can contest the end of this game. This is the quarterfinals, so if they lose this, they are out of contention.
Which would be almost as big of a shock as what we were getting from EUCF. But had you told me at the start of the day that Spain women would not be going through to semis, I would say that I don't believe you. Or maybe something even more audacious than that.
I mean, I don't believe you is pretty strong reaction.
Yes.
So.
You know, maybe I could liken or give a metaphor to what I believe your brains could liken to. Excretion for brains. Patra Lewandowski looking for Fuentes. And Fuentes spends too much time boxing and not enough time with eyes on the disc. And that will give France a chance to win.
Yeah, the huck went up and it looked like a very well placed huck, but just maybe allowing a little bit too much time for her to think it through too much and come under for that box, but has to make sure that she's tracking that disc rather than just boxing out the French player.
Bertrand. Big cut up the line by Bourneau, but they go the other way and miss. Pick up for Lewandowski. A score here will take us to Universe. Zul to Lewandowski. Steps into a lead. Zul again. Turns, hits, and it's all tied up at tens. We're playing to 11, and that means this next one is Universe.
That's what we're all here for, right? We love to see these tight games. Tough line for France giving that one back, but as a third party here, we all want to see Universe.
Yeah, make sure you hit that like button. If you don't like this, you have not got a heart inside your rib cage. Hit the buttons. Make sure you're a subscriber. Hit the bell for notifications and join as a YouTube member. Give a little bit more, get a little bit more, and do your civic duties for the wonderful game of Ultimate. Well, Tate, we're getting one here. All right. You gotta, I mean, I said it was going to be hard to call. I think I said I'd take the French at the start. They are receiving, so advantage. Will you go the same, or do you think the Spanish can do this from a defensive position?
You got to back the home team, right? I think holding on Universe point is always tough.
So,
I back Spain to get the turn, pop in the break.
Now, France have been playing pretty strict lines, but they've got a World Games player and probably one of the top players in Europe, Lison Bourneau, not playing Universe. Just came on. A choice I don't think I would have made.
Yeah, as much as you want to play through the whole team, surely at points like this, you
you've got
want your
4
superstars.
World Games players on this team, and 2 of them can't connect there, and Spain have a chance. Zul with the disc. To Patra, Lewandowski. Lewandowski surveying options, goes upfield. Jogolea's jersey looks up the line. And again, Lewandowski gives a cut, leads to a small corner. Lamotte! And the Spaniards play defense to start Universe and come away with the win. They are going on to semis with the victory over France.
Spain clinical in that Universe point. Really just worked it through. Didn't try and take on anything too crazy. Fantastically played from them. And I hate to say it, but I called it.
Tough turn there for the French, unable to connect. And Tate is made to look like a prophet, calling the Spanish doing it on home turf. As we will look into this, the last point of the game. We got Solaris taking on their quarterfinal matchup next. Make sure you're here for it. For Ian Tate, I'm Steph Rapazzo. Thanks for joining. We'll catch you next time. It's La Mixta. I couldn't come up with anything. I can't fucking...
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, Ultimate.
Alti.tv